Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use a resource from Badgerlink called teachingbooks.net. As an elementary teacher, I find this website extremely useful in finding new ways to use children's books in the classroom besides simply reading them, but doing author studies and more activities like that. Specifically, um, I'm using this website right now because we are about to have a celebration for a tournament winning book that we have had in the K3 section of our school, and it's a book called The Day the Crayons Quit. We're trying to find activities and ways to celebrate that book being the winner. So that being said, on Badgerlink we're going to go to all resources, and we can scroll right down to teachingbooks.net. Now, the book I'm specifically looking for is called The Day the Crayons Quit. So I'm going to type that into the books section of teachingbooks.net, and you can see it pops right up. It's by Drew Daywalt and Oliver Jeffers, and Oliver Jeffers is an illustrator and author that we have been reading a lot of this year. So once I click on that, there's a ton of different things that we can do with this book specifically and many other titles on this website. One interesting part of this page that I wanted to share was the view text complexity for this title. It gives you the appropriate grade level, Lexile level, Fountas and Pinnell, which is something we use in our school, and it shares with you the qualitative measures about the story and what's included in it. As you can see, that the use of visual features is something that is pretty complex for this book, and being that we're using it for a picture book tournament, that makes it great. So we can see that this is an appropriate book for third grade especially, which I teach, but also for K through 6 in reality. So just when you think a book might be a little too young for a certain group, this is a great way to see if it is good for a certain age group. Now, the next thing I wanted to share with you is the Reader's Theater script, which is an awesome lesson plan that is shared with this. Now, after reading The Day the Crayons Quit, this would be a really fun way to kind of celebrate the story itself and have kids share what they learned in terms of expression and fluency and just the overall story excitement. So here we have the script, which is a really fun way to share what we've done with this story. Another thing that is pretty neat about this is simply the interviews with Oliver Jeffers, specifically since we've been following him. I'm just going to share one quick, but he's a pretty funny guy, and it would be a fun way to get the kids excited about his books.
Oh, I'm Oliver Jeffers. This is my job. I draw pictures and tell stories. I use all different sorts of stuff to make my pictures, whatever really is the best way to tell that story. I have all these stories in my head, and I have to get them out into the world. So I will tell stories to anyone who's listening. Once upon a time. I get my ideas from everywhere, which is why I always carry a pencil and a piece of paper. It can get pretty rough sometimes.
So that's just a fun way to get some excitement about Oliver Jeffers and his books specifically. The last thing I want to show you is a really great lesson plan and book guide from Reading is Fundamental that is shared through teachingbooks.net. This is a multi-page resource for ways to discuss this book, ways to share it with the family, ways to further our knowledge about what's happening in the book with the pictures, the vocabulary, our connections, everything like that. Specifically, I really enjoy the Reading is Fundamental extension activities, and these are specifically STEAM themed: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Now, I think we are going to use some of these in our celebration. One that I thought was pretty neat was this waxing poetic. Crayon companies give their colors creative names. Look at this list of Crayola crayon colors. Pick 3 to 5 fun color names and use them in a descriptive poem about a person, place, or thing. Draw a picture to go with your poem. So it's a great way to tie in writing, art, and technology with the story. And also a really fun idea was the pick a side snacking, because who doesn't like food with celebrations? So we are going to celebrate with some food choices that are singular color like the crayons in the story. So teachingbooks.net is a really great resource for us to use as librarians and teachers to get kids further into the book and just really making excitement over stories and picture books as well as chapter books. So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed.